YouTube. Today in the Naughty Librarian, I'm bringing you a mainly new releases book haul. In case you guys don't know, March 2020 is kind of like a big month for publishing. Like, everything's coming out in March. It's kind of insane. And especially on March 3rd, so many books came out. Like, it was insane how many books came out. And I have been collecting a lot of the new releases that have been coming out in like either February or March. Brand spanking new. A couple of these maybe aren't quite as new as the others, but you know what? Most of these are like brand spanking new books that I like had to have. I didn't want to wait. I had to have them. I know they're new and sometimes I like to wait, but I didn't this time because like I need them. No more talking, no more intro. Let's get into the books I have collected. First off, I have Hunting for a Highlander by Lynsay Sands. This is the most recent book in her Highlander series, and actually now I have all of the books. I have all of the books in the series now. I am so excited. I think there may be more. I don't think this is the final book of the series, or maybe it is. Is it? I'm not sure if this is the last book of the series or not, but regardless, it's the most recent book of the series. It was just released not very long ago. And I mean, it's Lynsay Sands' Highlander series. Every book kind of has the same plot, but like I'm okay with it. The best like analogy I have for this phenomenon is like Snickers bars. It's like, yeah, you know, you like a Snickers bar, and every time you get a Snickers bar, it tastes exactly the same, but it's okay because you like Snickers bars. It's the same with this series, because they're kind of all the same, but it's that flavor I like. There is some lovely plaid here, which suggests there is a smutty tab. Let's see what's in the smutty tab. Oh, it's a fake out! It's just like a castle! Oh, they trick me. They trick me. You see that? Ooh, it's gonna be smut, and it's just like, oh, there's a lovely field. This one, it's Wyn and Geordie, and Wyn was, she was previous affianced to someone who died, and she's just like, well, I'm just gonna be an old maid now. I'm like done with this whole like getting a husband thing. And somehow she gets roped into the Buchanan family's quest to find Geordie a wife. Because Geordie's been off somewhere. He's like out doing things. He comes home and his house is like covered in ladies. And all of them are like, hey, we're eligible ladies to marry. And he's just like, oh no. And so that's like a bit of a shock. You come home and your house is covered in ladies. And then he's like, okay, you know what? I'm going out to the orchard. I'm going to play in my trees. And he gets there and there's this lady climbing a tree. And wouldn't you know, it's Wyn, and he's just like, hey lady, you're climbing my tree. And she's like, yeah. And he's just like, I like you. And then smutty delights, and there's going to be a murder mystery. Someone's going to be plotting against them, and they have to solve who is the culprit, because that's all of these books, and I love it. It's just like Highlanders, smut, and a murder mystery. It's all I need. So I'm really happy. This is the most recent release in the series, so I'm really excited that I have it. A less than new release is Providence by Kepnes, and I was intrigued by this. Kepnes is the author of You and Hidden Bodies, its sequel. You know, You is also a Netflix show, so it's a very popular series. I really enjoyed You, the book, so I'm like into this. I want to see what she's doing without it being about like the You universe. I want to see something else. And this one is about these two friends, John and Chloe. They've always been best friends, and it's gonna be the night, you know? John's like, I'm ready, I'm gonna tell Chloe, like, we're soulmates, I'm in love with her. Oh, wouldn't you know, he gets kidnapped. Uh-oh. So he gets kidnapped and 4 years go by. Then John just reappears and he's just like, hey Chloe, I'm back. I don't remember what happened for 4 years. Do you want to be my girlfriend? I don't know. But he kind of wants to pick up where they left off. And that doesn't work out well either, because he's like, oh no, I was kidnapped. 4 years have gone by and I don't remember them. Uh-oh, I have powers now. What's a guy gonna do? So he runs off and he's just like, I need to protect people. And then there's also now a serial killer somewhere. I don't know if it's related to John. It probably is, because why would they mention this in the blurb if not? And a detective who's trying to solve these murders. And so basically a guy gets kidnapped and then he gets superpowers and then he runs off, and I don't know if he's a serial killer or not. But all of that sounds dope. I like the kidnapping thing, the amnesia thing, the creepy powers thing, the serial killer thing, like all of those things on their own could be cool. You put them all together in one book, and I have very high hopes for this. I really do like Kepnes as an author. Like, I like her writing style. So I think this might be really good. It might get really dark and spooky, and I'm into that. So I'm excited. I picked this one up at an indie bookstore in Hollywood called Book Soup. It's actually a really, really cool bookstore. Very cool. And Kepnes actually did do a signing there. And so this is a signed copy of it, which is very special. Speaking of signed copies of things, I'm doing another giveaway. Go over to my Instagram and you can enter to win a signed copy of You by Kepnes. I bought an extra copy when I was at the signing. It is the movie tie-in edition, but some people like that, and that's okay, because guess what, guys? Oh, it's signed? It's signed by Kepnes. So go over to my Instagram. You will have a chance to win your very own signed copy of You, which I really, really enjoyed. I think it's really good. Next book I've collected is Spell Hacker by M.K. England. This one was actually gifted to me by a friend, so I did get this one for free, but I had heard of it and I was very fascinated. So Spell Hacker is kind of a heist story. It's about this like world where like magic was like free for everybody. It was like common commodity. And then like a natural disaster happens and magic's rare now, it's being regulated, and so it's very expensive. And this ragtag group of misfits is siphoning it on the side. It's just a very lucrative thieving business for them. And they're like, okay guys, one last score. And you know, as the cover suggests, one last heist, famous last words. So it doesn't go according to plan and they have to figure some shit out. But I was kind of interested in this whole like magical black market thing, because I did read another book this year with a magical black market in it that was very bad. And I'm worried. But this one seems to have the right approach to it, where I feel like it's going to be snarky, and I feel like it needs snark, especially if it's a black market world of magic. You gotta have some snark. So I'm hoping this has snark. It looks snark. Like, look at that. It's like, hopefully it's not really blown out of my lights, but it's like purple, and it has like neon-y, like yellow. It's tell me this isn't snarky. I'll wait. You can't, because it's impossible. It looks snarky. Anyway, I was really excited. My friend actually had an extra copy and gave it to me, so I am super pumped to have this one. Also recently, I picked up the hardcover graphic novels of the Sons of Ares series. This is part of the Red Rising series. It's kind of a prequel, and I'm kind of interested that it's a graphic novel. I haven't really read a good graphic novel in a long time. I used to read so many. So I got these because Pierce Brown actually did a signing in Los Angeles not too long ago, and it was so last minute that not a lot of people were there, which is so rare for a Pierce Brown signing. I don't know if you guys are Red Rising fans, but like every other time I've seen him, I've had to buy a ticket to go see him. Like, they're big events. So this was like a really intimate one. It was so cool. And so both of these are signed, which is also super cool. And I love it. It's kind of that gritty type of art, that reminiscent of like Hellboy. And I don't know, it's just very blocky and lots of blacks and less shadow, more hard contrast. And also it's a prequel series. So these are, so, you know, in the end, we kind of know where this led eventually, but it is kind of fascinating to see more world building of the series and see like more foundation and how things kind of came to be how they are. And I like that. It just makes my understanding of the world of this series like richer. So I'm pumped. I'm super excited to read these, and they're graphic novels. They're like 160 pages or something. They're really short, and they have mostly pictures. You can read them very quickly. And so I have volume 1 and volume 2, and they're signed, so I'm really pumped about these. A very brand new release is Chain of Gold by Cassandra Clare. Yes, I had pre-ordered this so long ago, and it got pushed back quite a bit. So it's been pre-ordered for like a year probably by the time I finally got it. It's been a long wait. And this is the start of a new series in her Shadowhunters universe. So this is the beginning of the Last Hour series. This comes after the Infernal Devices chronologically. So all of the characters from Infernal Devices, which is, you know, Victorian era, England, Shadowhunters adventures, it's their kids. So now we're in the Edwardian era, so it's like turn of the century, like 1910-ish, I would say, max in here. And so, you know, things are a little different then, and it's different social mores. And also, hey, it's gonna be like a new generation of Shadowhunters, but we're going back to the same world. We just inhabit it with infernal devices. So it's gonna be kind of interesting to see all of those characters that we knew when they were the age of the characters in this book, but now they're the grown-ups, and these are their kids. So it's going to be a different dynamic. So we're going to see a lot of our old favorite characters, but in a new light. And we're going to be meeting a lot of new fun characters. And yeah, I mean, I'm kind of like a sucker for this series now. There are different series in the Shadowhunters universe that she's created. Like the original series, I was not the biggest fan of. Really not. However, I really did like Infernal Devices, and I really did like the Dark Artifices. So those are the two series I really did like. I just didn't like the Mortal Instrument series. Not very good. But Cassandra Clare's writing seems to get better and better the further she goes along. So I have high hopes for this. I'm thinking I'm really gonna dig it, because going back to a world and a series that I already liked and continuing that story, so like I'm feeling good about it. And the one part of the series I didn't like is already complete, so I don't have to worry about that anymore. I'm just getting more of the series that I like, so I'm happy. I'm excited. And this is the collector's first edition, which means it comes with like art in it. So I got it's like a character art plate in it. And I'm really excited about some of these characters. They look very, very fascinating. I'm just pumped to read this. I'd probably read this in April. I don't think I can wait longer. I'll probably just read this in April. It's coming up. Sorry. Hey, spoiler for my TBR list. It'll probably be on there. Another brand spanking new release is House of Earth and Blood by Sarah J. Maas. This is the start of her Crescent City series. It is her first officially adult series. I mean, let's be real. Her other series are also adult that get stuck in YA. So I am fascinated to see a book that she's like, no, it's for adults, actually. Like, she's saying it's for adults. What's it gonna be like? What's gonna happen? I'm interested. And there's two main series by Sarah J. Maas. They have the Throne of Glass series, and they have the ACOTAR series. ACOTAR was, like, rather uninspired for me. I liked it just fine. It just wasn't great. However, I, like, loved Throne of Glass. So that's one of, like, that's, like, a good series for me. I really, really like that series. So right now, I'm like, I don't know how I'm going to feel about this one. I might love it, or I might feel like it's meh. I'm not sure, but it's definitely urban fantasy, and it's about, like, I don't know, there's this woman named Bryce, and she's like, uh-oh, my friends got murdered by a demon. And then you have this guy, Hunt, who's a fallen angel, and he's just like, oh no, I'm a fallen angel. I'm, like, enslaved to the archangels. But if I help you find this demon, like, they'll, like, let me go. So they, like, team up. I mean, it's kind of classic urban fantasy setup. You know, I'm assuming it might be enemies to lovers. I'm not sure. They seem like unlikely allies. So they're going to team up and hunt a demon who's, like, murdering people. So it's classic urban fantasy. And I'm very interested in it because this isn't a real life city. It's Crescent City. It's urban fantasy, but it's in a make-believe land. And I don't know. I am cautiously optimistic. Like, I feel like I'll probably like it because I do like urban fantasy. I do like many books by Sarah J. Maas. So fingers crossed. I'm hoping for the best with this one. And I am super pumped about it, actually. Like, I'm really excited. It is hefty, though. Like, honestly, this book is heavy. I'm using 2 hands to hold it. It's a heavy book. And it's long. Like, how long is this? Good Lord. Let's find out. 799 pages. So we got an 800-page book right here that's very heavy. But, I know I'm gonna read it. Like, who am I trying to fool? I know I'm gonna read it. It's just, like, up for debate whether or not I'm gonna be, like, in love with it or not. Because I might love it. Like, I'm leaning more towards I'm actually gonna really like it. But it could go the other direction, so I'm not sure. So that's, like, kind of where the fun is for me. I'm like, am I gonna like it? Am I gonna like it? I'm very, very curious about it. So, I'll probably read this sooner rather than later, because the curiosity will just kill me. But yeah, I'm pretty pumped about it. Last but not least, I have a little unboxing to do. I got this month's Book of the Month Club box, and I did add some add-on books to it, so this is like a nice little book box for me. And a shameless self-promotion time for just a hot second here. I am a Book of the Month Club affiliate, which means in the description down below you will see a link for Book of the Month Club, and if you use that link to sign up for Book of the Month, I do earn a small commission. But like legitimately, I think Book of the Month Club is like really cool. They're hardcover new releases of adult books and YA books too. They have like a whole, like so many books on their site, and you can get them for $14.99. It's like free shipping, at least in America. I'm not sure where else they ship it if that costs extra, but it's free shipping. It's $14.99 a month. So think about it, like a hardcover new release adult book is easily $25. So like the savings are real, and I get very excited about savings. If you're going to sign up for Book of the Month Club using my link, make sure you also use the code SKY5 because you will get your first month's box for only $9.99. So you're saving $5 off your first month's box. And then like add-on books are only like $9.99. So the savings are real. I think they're a really great company, and I really like getting my Book of the Month. And this comes in this blue box, and I get so excited when it shows up on my porch. Oh my gosh. I'm such a book nerd. I get so excited for book mail. Okay, let's open this up and see what I got. First thing in the box was Things You Save in a Fire by Katherine Center. This was what I picked for my official Book of the Month. Every month they give you a choice between 5 different books, and you get to pick one, and that's your Book of the Month. Sometimes, you know, the books just don't hit the spot, so you have some options. You can either skip that month, or if you scroll down, you look, there's usually an option that says, don't like these ones, check for this other category, and you can check the other category and pick from like user favorites or something. And it gives you 5 more books. So this is from the extended selection. That's just like an insider thing that I found to do. But it does save you when you're in a pinch. And I picked this one because it is a romance. I'm not sure if it's a smutty romance or not. It might be a sweet one. I'm not 100% sure because sometimes covers are deceiving. But this one was a romance I hadn't read before because it's about a female firefighter. A female firefighter who is from Texas. She's really good at her job. And then I think her mother gets sick, so she has to go back to Boston and like take care of her. So she transfers to this Boston firehouse, and they're not nice to her. But then there's this rookie firefighter who's just like, I don't mind lady firefighters. I think you're cute. And she's like, I think you're cute too, but I can't date a firefighter. You know, drama. And I'm assuming they end up dating. But I don't know if this is a rom-com or a drama. I'm not sure. It could go either way because it's very bright and like cheerful looking, but it could be sad. I'm not sure. But the thing that really intrigued me about it was female firefighter, because I really haven't read one about a female firefighter. So that was cool, and that's why I picked it for my Book of the Month. One of my add-on books this month was Circe by Madeline Miller. I have been wanting to read this book for so long, and they had it on the site. They still had copies of it, and it actually won Book of the Year in 2018. So it is an older release, but one I've really wanted to read for a long time. And hey, look at this, it's hardcover. So I got this for $9.99, and full price is $27. So I saved some coin here. But basically, this is a feminist retelling of the Odyssey, but from Cersei's perspective. And in case you're not familiar with the characters in the Odyssey, Cersei was the witch on that island that Odysseus originally stopped on, and she's like, you should stay on the island, like trying to get him to stay on the island, and he stays there for a long time, and then he finally breaks free of her thrall and like heads out. But it's interesting, like, who is Circe in this story? Like, she doesn't really get a backstory, so this one is the backstory. And, oh, I'm, like, into it. Feminist retelling of the Odyssey from Cersei's perspective, like, tell me more. Please, I bought the book. And I hear nothing but praise for it, and you know what? I kind of want, like, some classics, like Greek classics retellings. I have been dying for, like, an Antony and Cleopatra retelling for so long, and I don't get them. If you know of one, please tell me it, okay? Or a Julius Caesar retelling, because I think those would be so good, and it's like a retelling that I haven't seen, and there's so many Beauty and the Beast retellings that I'm sick of, so I'm trying to find more classical retellings, because I think they could be dope. The last book in my box and in this haul is the new release, The Kingdom of Back by Marie Lu. I have been wanting this book for so long, like so long. I am a Marie Lu stan. I've like read everything Marie Lu has ever written, and so far I've only, you know, I haven't disliked anything. There is some I liked more than others, but they've all been like good. You know, it's just like my own taste. I didn't really like that story, but they're all good. Like I really like Marie Lu's writing style. She just writes good YA. So this is like historical fiction with some fantasy elements, and we are focusing on Nannerl Mozart, who is Mozart's sister. This is kind of like loosely based on fact. Like the kids did have this imaginary world they created called the Kingdom of Back, and in this book it's a real kingdom instead of imaginary. So we're going into that world, and we're following Nannerl as she only wants to be a famous composer. She loves music, and you know, her little brother is Wolfgang Amadeus Mozart, you know, arguably the best. So she's got some big shoes to fill here, and so I don't know, I think there might be some, you know, like the whole like Mozart Salieri rivalry type of situation going on here, and I don't know, I'm into it. I am into it so much. All you had to tell me was Mozart and fantasy, and I'd be like, yes, give that to me right now. Tell me nothing else. I'm already in. You had me at Mozart. But now we have Mozart in classical music, and his music's so like tense, like he beats on those keys. So it's just like, I feel like it has like a vibe to it already, where it's just like, I just feel like the music in it. I don't know. Maybe I'm just being too hippy dippy, but like I've wanted to read this for so long. I have such high hopes for it. Like, fingers crossed. Like, I hope I love this. If I don't, if I've overhyped this to the point where I don't like it, I don't know what I'm going to do with myself. I'm just going to be very sad. Alright, so those are the books I have been collecting lately. Kind of just a hodgepodge of stuff, but most of them are pretty much new releases, and March is a big month for books. Like, so many things coming out in March. There's more stuff coming out in March. It's bananas. Let me know in the comments down below, which March releases are you super excited for? And if not March releases, what 2020 book, like, are you really into, that you really want to get, you're super hyped for? Let me know in the comments down below. Also, make sure you head over to my Instagram page so you can enter to win a signed copy of You by Kepnes. It's a really good book, and it's signed, and it could be yours. If you like this video, make sure you give it a like, and if you want to see more videos, make sure you subscribe. And I'll see you guys soon. Bye!